Catelyn Speaks to Hodor, written and narrated by Priestess of Groove. Hodor, the big lumbering man, glanced up from where he was feeding the chickens and gave her an enthusiastic smile. Hodor! Catelyn returned his smile with a weak one and fidgeted with her shawl. Could she make him understand? She had her doubts. She wouldn't normally have bothered speaking to him. The other servants did well enough directing him, but she hoped that her personal request would impress upon him how much more seriously it was meant to be taken. The moment she heard the king's banners could be seen, she had leaped into action. Under any other circumstances, she trusted the servants to do their chores, but with the king nearly knocking on the gates, there was no time to be wasted. As a result of the urgency, Catelyn was a bit shorter than usual. When she came out to speak to Hodor, the other servants in the area very pointedly kept their heads down and shied away from her. Hodor, I need you to listen to me very carefully, she said in a slow, even tone. He stood tall and gave a bob of his head. She hoped this meant that he was understanding, but her heart now pounded in her chest. She would have preferred if he'd stayed crouched, so that he could not tower over her with his intimidating size. Ned said that he was gentle, and had never even hurt so much as a fly. There had certainly been no incidents with her children, but that reassurance did not keep her blood from freezing. The king and his family are arriving today. I must insist that you stop bathing in the Godswood. It would be unseemly for anyone in the royal party to see you there. Use the servants' areas for your baths. Do you understand? He blinked innocently at her. She thought he might be crestfallen. Hodor? The sentence was drawn out and confused. You must not bathe in the Godswood, she enunciated. He frowned and cocked his head sideways. My lady? Catelyn turned to a young woman who had a basket full of laundry. The servant licked her lips and shifted nervously on her feet. She gave a makeshift curtsy and said, We will make sure Hodor doesn't bathe in the Godswood while the king is here. Very well, Catelyn said, and began to walk away. She let out an uneasy breath and tried to shake the tension. I was ridiculous. He's nothing to fear. When she had been preparing herself for this request, she had asked Ned how best to approach him. He is simple and slow, but he can be reached. Her husband had then sighed and muttered something under his breath that she didn't think she was supposed to hear. He didn't used to be that way. She had frowned at him, but pressed no further on the subject. It was not uncommon for accidents to happen around the castle. One of her great-uncles, Hodor Tully, had been kicked in the head by a horse as a boy. Although his body had grown around him, his mind had not aged. He had died young and unmarried. She imagined something similar must have happened to Hodor. What's done is done, she thought. She hadn't concerned herself with Hodor before now, and she need not concern herself any further. She set out to make sure Arya was bathing and didn't try to sneak breeches. Thank you for listening. This one-shot is installment 5 of Westeros, a collection of character vignettes. You can find this and my other works on an archive of our own. The screen name is Priestess of Groove, like how it's typed in the image of the video. Have a good day!